Hi everyone, and welcome back to the last video of Graphtastic. So this is the video where we construct how graphs are made. So now we want to claim that graphs, the usual way we see functions in maths, comes naturally from the previous two videos. To see how it comes about, we will talk about functions that are hard to draw with our current picture and basically how they're solved. So one issue we'd have is that if we try to do any function, even the most simple ones such as f of x equals x, it would take forever to draw because there's an infinite amount of numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and keep going. And we'd have to draw an arrow for each of them. So we'll try to take a picture. We're going to try to use a picture of numbers instead of those circles we had before. And to do that, we need a natural way to represent numbers. And the way we've seen so far is actually a number line. So our method to deal with it is that in the original picture of a function, we're going to replace the ovals with a number line. So let's begin altering our picture of a function. We have inputs and outputs, and instead of the ovals, we replace them with the number lines. We're going to make some adjustments. So if we tried to draw from inputs to outputs, it would be really hard as like the lines would start crossing each other and it'd be very confusing. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to rotate the outputs 90 degrees. And even though this might be better, there's actually one last trick they do is that we put the outputs on top of the inputs. We'll see that this actually makes it work out quite nicely. Okay, so the thing here is that before with our picture of a function, we had arrows from the inputs to the outputs, and we still want to have those. So we have to ask, where do they come from? And where have they gone? And they're still actually hidden underneath. And I think the easiest way to see them is to actually do an example. So here we want to do this example. And the method to actually tell what the input you're having for each point is to draw a vertical line from that point to the actual number line that represents the inputs. So we've done here. To get the outputs, we actually just draw a line horizontally till we hit the outputs axis. And we still have kept all the ideas before about mapping an input to the output, and we still have a picture. Normally, people don't actually draw these arrows, but if you ever want to read points from a graph, this is actually how you read them. You look at the point directly below, you look at the value on the inputs directly below the point, see what the input value is, and you look horizontally to see where it hits the output axis, see what the output value is. There's one more worksheet accompanying this, and I hope you enjoyed these videos.